Thanks for tuning in to Grow by Joe. So super excited today. I have a good friend of mine and awesome entrepreneur, Kris Krohn here joining me. Kris literally started his real estate business 15 years ago from absolutely nothing and has done hundreds of $1 million in deals now and business. And he's continued to just rock and roll and completely crush it. Kris, well, first off, thanks for joining us.
Dude, thank you so much, Joe. Dude, it's great to be here. Your company's amazing what you guys do, but being out here and meeting all the people, I shouldn't be surprised, but there's incredible energy in this office. Like, you guys have put something magical together.
I appreciate you saying that. So, how did you, from literally nothing, get started and build the empire that you've built in real estate? It really is a great story.
No, it's a really good question, Joe. I mean, the reality is I don't really feel like I actually started from nothing. I felt like I started behind, like from less than nothing. My wife and I, we were accumulating debt, and we thought that it was worth it because I was going to school to be a doctor. So I thought.
Got it.
And I had already gotten a really bad grade in my chemistry class. I got a C. And my advisor said, dude, Kris, if you want to be a doctor, you can't keep getting C's. So I retook the class and I worked extra hard. I got a tutor. I got a C minus. And dude, for me, that was devastating because my advisor just said, dude, Kris, you are not cut out for this. So I gave up that dream. It was kind of honestly hard. But to make matters worse, working full-time, being a full-time student, wasn't actually making enough money to pay all of our bills, going deeper in debt. And one day I came home and I found my wife in tears. It was devastating because when I asked her what was wrong, she said, Kris, we don't have money for tuition. We don't have money for rent. We don't have money for food. And she had tried to go shopping that day and couldn't. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she's crying because literally we've got no food. And I felt like such a failure in that moment. Like I felt like I had let her down and I felt like a horrible provider. Not only was I not going to be a doctor, I had no idea what I was going to do with my future. I guess to answer your question is that how I went from less than nothing to where I'm at today was with a decision. And that decision was very emotional for me because I decided I'm going to do everything in my power to never have to feel this way again, never feel this small and pathetic, that I can rise above and that I'm going to take care of my wife the way that I promised I would. I'm going to take care of my family. And so I guess the motive was there in the decision. And, even though there was a lot to do after that, I mean, that's what launched me in real estate investing, tracking down money, finding the deals, putting everything together. And it grew and got bigger and bigger and bigger. But I think it was that key moment where for me, I just realized you got to have a why. You have to have something that motivates you. And for me, it was just realizing I don't want to create the same financial future that my parents had that ended in a financial crumble. I feel like I'm on track for that if I don't do something different.
Sometimes a lot of people see the player on their field and it looks great, but they don't see all the tough times and the hard work and all the practices they had to do to get to where they wanted to go.
Yeah.
So what are it's not easy, right?
Yeah, it's true.
And a lot of people like to make it seem like it's easy, but business is tough, it's hard, it has its challenges, its setbacks.
Joe, for me, it's kind of interesting. I met 3 men that had all made millions of dollars in real estate investment. And I caught the bug. And while I was still in college, I ended up buying a whole bunch of homes, couple dozen homes. I basically had a 6-figure residual income. So by the time I graduated college, I actually quit my job, which felt really freeing, like super liberating. And I once heard a successful person say, if something works, then keep doing it.
Yeah, so that's the truth.
Because so that next year I went from 25 to 50 homes and from 50 to 500. And then I started buying thousands and helping others do the same. And now I just know how to multiply wealth on demand. And that's what I've been doing.
It's funny. That sounds so silly when you find something successful, keep doing it. I can't see how many times I see people do things that work and then they just get afraid to do it again or to keep reinvesting and laying out money.
Or feel like we just need to keep reinventing. It's now I need to find something else that works.
It's like if it works, do it till it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right? And if you in your business, if it's marketing or you're selling a product, like don't feel you have to bring something new and just keep running with it till the wheels fall off. I love what you were able to do in your 20s.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of sacrifice there. Yeah. And when you tell the story, it might seem like it was so simple.
Right.
So now when things don't happen instantly, people are so quick to throw in the towel.
Right.
And I see this so much. So like you were grinding it, every dollar that you made, I'm going to guess that every penny that you made was reinvesting into the next property. And I'm sure that there was a lot of sacrifices that maybe you made on going out, partying, hanging with friends,
Hands down
and just
true.
wasting time,
Yes.
right? I think that's important.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I bought a single luxury item for the first 5 years that I was investing. In fact, our first house looked like such a cute little dump, like a little hole in the wall that we fixed up.
That's like my first office.
Right, and
Yeah.
then I rented out my basement and then had my mortgage paid for after we fixed it up. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, this worked. And then I bought my next house and it had a positive cash flow of like $600 a month. And
Wow.
like, I'm going to keep doing this. But it was reinvesting everything back in. And 5 years later, we moved into a custom-built 10,000 square foot house on the golf course in the most desirable neighborhood, and was driving, I think, an Escalade and a BMW at the time, and traveling the world. And so much happened in such a short period of time, but it's because there was a hardcore commitment
Yes.
to sacrifice and to do the hard things and the right things.
And that's really important to keep in mind. I don't like cheap people, but if you're being frugal because you have a plan, or you're reinvesting, you're trying to build your business, and whatever business that is, that's awesome. And there's such a power in being frugal, in reinvesting. And so many people want everything today.
Yeah.
And really, to build something really good and really great, it takes time.
Well, in my first book, I put a section in there called delayed gratification, which is, it's
Wow.
this idea that you can either try to have it all today in a very limited format, or you can put it all towards, your future. And if it's part of a good plan, you can really have it all. And I feel like that's the life that I've been enjoying for the last 10 plus years. I feel like we've been extremely blessed, but it's really come from that principle right there, and knowing, the appropriate sacrifices to make.
The reality is, if you're buying properties and real estate, like, how'd you get the money to do all this?
No, actually, that's a really fair question, because I started with no money, and money, I didn't inherit money. Money didn't magically appear, and I didn't invent some
From the funding gods?
and some online marketing thing, and in 6 weeks become Insta something.
Got it.
No, for me, I found investments that made sense. They had really solid, good ROIs, and I find that money will always follow value. And so for me in my business, that was basically, if I could find good enough deals, then the money would come. And that's exactly what happened. Once I had a little bit of a track record, people everywhere wanted to actually give me their money. I could get money also at very favorable rates, and I could basically use it to put back into business. And right now I buy a property just about every single day, but I never use my money and I never use my credit. And so, that adage of OPM, other people's money, certainly using loads of that on a regular basis. But again, it's easy for money to come to you if you have found the right value. And in real estate, we figured out how to produce the highest ROIs, frankly, that I've ever seen on a consistent, regular basis, really strong double digits. And you know what? The money shows up for it. It's there. It's plenteous.
That's great. And, I always say that, money or financing should never hold you back from growing your business.
Oh, true.
Now there's so many different type of lenders that are out there that are willing to lend to business owners.
Yeah.
The challenge is finding, the right partners.
Oh, totally.
Or finding the right lenders. And that was the whole thing. That's actually why, what sparked us, starting National Business Capital and Services. I really said to myself, there's this whole world of financing.
Yeah.
But there's businesses who've got great businesses. The banks won't look at them or lend to them. But if they had 50 grand or 100 grand or 250,000 or $500,000, they'd be able to go from point A to Z. And then I also see people that have the ability to grow, and they get so wrapped up in the cost of financing, and they don't look at the opportunity.
Right.
And they forget, hey, no, if you borrow money, there's a cost to it.
Yeah.
But what's the upside? What's the opportunity?
Well, and frankly, Joe, I've recommended a number of people, your company, to a number of people. I've done YouTube videos about it. The reality is we're fortunate, I think, to live in a great country that says, hey, if you have a dream, if you have an idea, this is a place where you can build it. Yeah, you'll take on some risk, but that opportunity is available and the money's available. And I love what you guys are doing. Your rates are amazing, the opportunities that you actually put up for people. I mean, frankly, this country is built on the backbone of entrepreneurship, and we need more support out there. And you're probably doing more to support entrepreneurs than the government by actually saying, hey, let's at least help line up the right kind of money when it's time for you to take that bold move and get that business started, or do that real estate deal, or whatever it is that needs money to actually grease the pipes and get that thing to go. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. And I appreciate appreciate you recommending my company to folks.
Absolutely, sure.
And definitely respect everything that you've been able to do and get to where you are, and continuing to focus on the opportunity. So much respect.
Thank you.
If you'd like to learn more about Kris, how to partner in real estate, got to check out his channel. Check out Kris Krohn. It's 2 Ks. Definitely check out Kris's channel.
Thank you, man.
And if financing is holding you back from growing your business, definitely check out the link below in the description, and you can connect with my team. They can help you get all the financing that you need to get your business to that next level. Again, thank you for tuning in to Grow by Joe. Hope you enjoyed this success story with my good friend, Kris Krohn.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kris, for being here.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Appreciate you coming by.
Absolutely.
And we'll talk soon. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Take care.
See ya.